Hello everybody, and welcome to some more ArcheAge content. Today's video will be mostly just features and cool things that I found. Well, mostly features. As you can see, I'm level 16, so not much further, and I probably won't be much further by the end of the closed beta. In fact, it is today the last day of the closed beta, since I haven't played very much. So it's mostly just features and not as extensive as I would like to be with them, but I really didn't get a lot of time to play. Anyways, going on, I'd like to start with the mounts. Now, mounts in this game are a bit different from other MMOs. Firstly, they're not called mounts, they're called pets. Some of them are mountable, others aren't mountable. This one, as you can see, is the one you get from, well, if you're a Firin, you get this as your racial mount. The cool thing is you actually raise this pet when it's small. You raise it by feeding it and stuff. It's quite quick. I think I did this and raised it in like 5-10 minutes, something like that. So it's quite quick. It's not something you'll have to grind for, at least not the racial one. I don't know about the others. And then it actually follows you around when you're moving and it's summoned. You can unsummon it very easily. So yeah, it follows you around, and this one specifically, others not, but this one you can actually mount up and ride around on. Now, the others that you can't ride, as far as I know, that you can either ride them or they can be used in combat, not both, but I'm not sure about this, so feel free to correct me in the comments. But there's different modes you can set it. Follow mode, standby mode, defensive and aggressive. Now, offensive and aggressive is grayed out on this mode. I've asked around, and apparently around level 20 you get a different pet that has the aggressive and defensive mode, and they can actually attack. So at the moment this one will just follow me around in combat. You can see it has its own individual level that it gains by, I'm assuming, the combat pets by being in combat. This one also gets experience, strangely enough, for being in combat with me, but yeah, it's not really useful in combat. It just follows me around. The cool thing though is there's mounted combat. Now I've got this basic run ability which just speeds me up, and I've got mounted arrow shot. Now, to be honest, I don't know if there's going to be more usage for that, but at the moment it's fairly useless. We can just pick something to fight quickly, and I can show you. Okay, here we go. As you can see, that did very little damage, 33. Now, if I dismount and I do my normal auto attacks, there's 57. And then I can even use my normal abilities with it, which I can't do when I'm on the... I'm out of mana. Oh no, they're out of range. Oh, this is apparently a peaceful area where I can't fight and they can't fight either. That is extremely good to know. But anyway, so as you can see, the arrow shot is actually quite useless against these people. It does very little damage, and also it's at a weird place with no keybind. Now I'm thinking I can probably drag it from here and put it there. Yeah, so I can do that to make it easier accessible, but I don't know really why you would. Maybe with the other abilities combined up with it, that might be for very interesting mounted combat. I do not know. But yeah, that is the mounts at the moment, and like I said, you get the combat pets which will follow you around and can't be mounted and actually work in combat. So that's quite cool. Then next I would like to cover the questing system. Now, as you'll notice here, I've got the Defeat the Poachers quest. Now, the cool thing about this is, okay, there's the poachers. The cool thing about this is, I'm sure anyone who's played MMORPGs has experienced this before, where you get a quest to kill 20 odd people and you get round to 10 and you're just like, I don't want to continue anymore. This is taking too long. I just want to hand in the quest and get the reward. I don't need the XP. So what this game actually employs is I can do this quest halfway. I think it's halfway and up. You can hand the quest in before finishing it and still get the item reward, just not the XP reward, which is quite awesome. I must say, I'm pretty sure it will help higher levels if they add something like a transmogrification system from WoW, where you're just farming low-level gear from quests for nice sets or something. So I'm quickly going to show you guys how that works. I'm just going to have to kill 4+ of these poachers quickly, so let's see how this goes. I will also cover the quest system shortly after this. Quest system, class system shortly after this, because that's also quite interesting in this game. Actually quite very interesting way of doing it. I don't know of any other MMO that actually does that. So I'm just going to skip ahead here. Okay, so it seems I was right. As you can see here, it says complete early, and I'm at 4 out of 8 of poachers. So now I just quickly need to figure out exactly who gave me this quest so I can hand it in early. because as you can see, it doesn't really give you a indicator on the map here. It only gives you an indicator of where to complete the quest, but I'm guessing it's the person with the giant question mark hovering above their head. So now you can just simply hand it in, and that XP, let's just quickly see if it can point it out here. XP 432. We'll see credit for completed objectives only, obviously. Okay, it doesn't say what the total XP is, but essentially the XP will be a lot more and the item reward will be the same. So complete early, and then it completes, and you see the XP is 1,440 for this quest, so I'm guessing the other one was around somewhere like around the edges of 1,000. So I got quite a bit of less XP, but I did get all the item rewards, the gold, and if there was any items I would have gotten those, which is quite cool, I must admit, especially if you're a high level farming lower level quests for whatever reason, mats, items for the looks, something like that. So that's quite cool. Next, I would quickly like to cover the skills and class system. Now, this is actually quite cool in this game. As you can remember, in character creation, I chose that I wanted to use my archery skill set. Now, since then, at level 5 and level 10, you choose new skill sets, which you combine with those. Now, my class is set as primeval at the moment. That changes based on the 3 skill set combination that you have. So, I've got archery, oromancy, and shadowplay, which at the moment seems to be the best for me for a nice archer class, I guess you could call it. But the real cool thing is how the skills work. So, looking at it at first glance, you'd think you'd either have to go down this way to get to the last skill, or down this way to get to the last skill. But in fact, that is not true. As you level up, your archery skill gets to 16, just as your actual level increases to 16, and so on and so forth. And all this requires is it requires my archery to be 20. So I can essentially take that, skip all the rest, and get that. That's actually why I've got 1 available skill point. I don't want that endless arrow skill, or these skills, or the other rogues, shadowplay skills. I want skills that are coming later. So I'm just keeping my skill points, which is actually possible to do, obviously. And then you've also got the passives here. Now the passives work in the way that you need a certain amount of skill points spent in that skill set to be able to get them. Like this one I could get because it only needs 2, and I've got 2 skill points spent already in the archery class, where this needs 4, so I'm going to need to spend at least 1 more skill point to be able to get that passive. And then it's also a choice if I want to take it or not. I don't think you need to have the previous passive to get the next passive, which is really quite cool. I don't actually know where. I think if I go to that shrine I was earlier, I can actually show you guys all the different skill sets you get, because the ones you get to choose at character creation aren't the total either. I think there's 3 or 4 more. Again, there we go. So you can see I've got archery, oromancy, and shadowplay. Then you've got witchcraft, battle rage, defense, occultism, sorcery, songcraft, and vitalism. Now I'm pretty sure occultism and songcraft are the 2 that you don't get to choose from at start. And you'll also see they all have levels next to them. The reason for this is I can switch out any of these at this person, I'm assuming. I've not actually tried this, and I'm not going to try that now. But you can switch out any of these at this person, and it's probably going to cost you something, I'm not sure. Well, let's actually see. To witchcraft. And change skill. Yeah, so it costs you a certain amount of money, and you can switch any of them out to different ones, and you can actually level all of them to max. I think the maximum level is 50 or 70 in this game, I'm not sure. So you can actually level all of these skill sets up to the maximum, which is quite cool. You also get an achievement or something for them, and that also makes your character a lot more useful, because I can literally just go, oh, I don't want to be a ranger anymore, I want to be a healer. Go get those skills, go through leveling them all again in whatever way you need to. I don't know how you'd actually level them, but level them up in whichever way you prefer, and then you can just literally switch to healer. You just need to get the gear to fit for that. So that's quite nice. Next, let's go show you guys the glider. The glider is quite awesome, so I'm just going to recall for that. I think I've got a recall to a very nice high point that I can use. Okay, we have arrived. Fun fact, this is also where you build your glider, your first glider, experimental glider, as you can see. Now, this is by far one of the most fun and awesome modes of travel in this game, is the gliders. Let me just unsummon my pet for this. Okay, so basically, you get gliders in this game. I'm pretty sure you can craft some different ones and obviously get some different ones as loot drops, but I've just got the experimental one that we just built, and that allows you to glide. And then you glide. It's by far one of the most fun methods. certainly one of the most enjoyable methods of travel. Unfortunately, you need quite high area to start with to do it. You can also do it on the ground, activate your glider, your guy jumps up and he starts gliding. Actually, it glides quite long for that, to be honest, but yeah. So, you've got some degree of control. I'm still figuring out how the control works based on the mouse input, so I might look like an idiot while doing this. In fact, I'm pretty sure I look like an idiot while doing this, but yeah. So, it's definitely quite a fun method. So while we're enjoying our scenic descent to, let's aim for that town over there, where my name currently is over there. While we're enjoying the scenic descent there, I would like to just cover some things that I didn't actually get to. Firstly, farms and housing. This I could have done. I decided not to, since it's not something I would really jump into before a max level, if I even decided to jump into them. So I didn't touch on that at all. I did some quests that introduce you to it just for the XP and stuff, because I was trying to rush to get to boats. I did not get to boats. That was the other thing I did not get to. I did some short quest with a rowboat, and as far as I understand, the first boat you unlock is also a rowboat, not an actual big boat where you can go onto the oceans with. But yeah, there's a boat system in this game which is apparently very awesome. You get pirates. In fact, my guild is considering going pirates, the guild I'm currently joined to. Starting to be pirates and raiding people on the open seas and stuff. So yeah, those are all things that I didn't get to cover. Apologies for that. I would have liked to. I did not get as much time to play this, and also I'm realized that I'm not really into MMORPGs that much anymore. I played WoW previously and Guild Wars 2 and a large amount of free-to-play MMOs, but recently I've just noticed that my interest in MMOs have dropped quite a bit. I'll be amped for a new one, and I'll just, you know, play it till level 16 or something and get bored. So I can't guarantee that there's going to be any more coverage of ArcheAge. There's certainly not going to be more this closed beta event, since this is the last day. Yeah. But yeah, that has been my coverage of ArcheAge. The features are quite awesome, I'm not going to lie, and quite enjoyable, as you can see. Mounts, I'm honestly quite interested by what they did with the mounts. I would have liked to get to the combat pets. Apparently that happens around level 20. But yeah, I didn't get around to it. Anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe if you'd like to see more, and hopefully I'll be able to get more videos out next week. Cheers.